What's up, you little oddballs? Welcome back to the Oddity Shop podcast, the podcast where we
tell you creepy, odd, weird, strange, and bizarre stories from around the world. Kara?
I'm your curator, Kara, as Zachary just said, and this is your curator, Zachary. And today,
jumping the gun.
Yes, today
we are going to keep it a little bit short on the entry.
And we all know what that means.
It means we've got another guest over here at the Oddity Shop. First, have to give a shout out to our friends at Mystic Moons for making the introduction,
yes.
But we want to welcome, freshly back from MadCon, the paranormal investigator and incredible equipment maker, Jeff Fent.
How's it going, guys?
Good. We're so excited that you're here. So I guess let's just jump in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself for those that don't know who you are?
Well, my name's Jeff Fent. I've been investigating since probably since I lived in a haunted house before we bought a house back in...
That's how it always starts.
96.
Okay.
So that's what got me started. And then I ended up creating a paranormal group with my brother and some other guys. And then when that folded, I joined another group, and which was really cool because that group did the websites for Penhurst, Waverly Hills, Trans-Allegheny.
Oh, nice.
Whispers Estates. What else did they do? But we got to go there once or twice a year for free.
Oh, nice.
Oh, even better.
That's cool.
Once that founder left, I joined another group, and then I helped at the old Licking County jail here in Ohio with that group, and then I just sort of went rogue.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
It's actually, I like being part of a group, but I like being able to go with whoever I want, whenever I want. It's much more funner to me, you know?
Yeah.
Now I help Adam Kimmel with anything he needs done at Madison Seminary. I helped him originally when he got that, get it up to code so he could have groups in there. And then he bought Fairfield County Infirmary, which is really close to me. So
yeah,
whenever he needs me there, I run over there. Like I just hung two new exterior doors there. And
so you're doing everything.
Everything.
I can't imagine what it must take to keep those buildings up to code.
Oh my gosh, it looks like Fairfield. Like it's a huge building, and he's got half the roof done.
Okay.
And then we just raised the money from FCI Con to do the other half of the roof. But it's just like the damage that the roof's caused, and it's just all the things that you got to do, and like we had to put in I had to run exterior emergency lights and update all the emergency lights inside, and I had to make sure all the access signs are working. And he's got a sprinkling system in there.
Okay.
Which he's got 140 sprinkler heads in there, and
oh wow.
And when you have a place that has no heat, but you have to have that up and going to keep it open.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's water, and so he has to heat wrap the lines.
Oh,
it's a lot. And then there's other things that need to be done, but you have to prioritize everything.
Right.
And it's quite the lengthy ordeal, but he's done like a really good job. He's never had to shut any of these buildings down for anything awesome. Not up to code. So
that's incredible too, because there's so many of those places that are really falling apart and they're just not loved the way they should be. And when you find people who care about the locations, that's really something special.
So I just have, before we kind of get any farther, because Adam actually made a video that I watched recently, and I don't know if you know this, but he said that he thought you were the reincarnation of Nikola Tesla. Did you know he said that about you?
He says that all the time.
Okay. And it was funny because he was like, it was such a cute video. He's like, no, he scares me. He is so smart. And the things he can do scare me. And I'm like, what a good compliment.
Well, he also calls me sexy, so.
That's even better.
Sexy Nikola Tesla.
I love it.
So anyways, but no, it's because of, well, I do a lot of the electrical work for him, and then I build boxes. So.
Right.
Gonna say, getting into the electrical work, we want to pick your brain about the boxes for sure.
Yeah, I think you are smart. You are very smart. And I'm sure you're probably scary smart. And for our listeners, just because this is a fun side note, before we started recording, we were talking about how we were both friends with Lauren Hans. And yes. It just popped in my head. I could not imagine being in a room with both of you two.
She's way smart. She's way smarter than me. And she just loses me.
Really? So she does to me.
And I want to know what she's talking about, but she's so smart. She just blows my mind. It's like a gasket pops, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even follow you no more.
See, that's how I think I would be if I was in a room with both of you. I think that's how I would just be out of this world. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Can we get into the boxes a little bit? Because I'm super interested. We actually got to see one of your boxes when we were leading an investigation at Eloise back in, when was that? Was that April? May?
March.
Months ago at this point. But we got to see the box that was made from Eloise. So, tell us a little bit about your design, how they work.
Okay. Whose box was that?
Melinda and Joe had it with the Mystic Moons folks.
Okay. So what do you want to know about it?
Everything.
Everything.
So, there's a lot of people listening who probably aren't familiar with them at all. So kind of the general premise, how do they work? What's the idea?
Well, do you want to know how I started building them and why?
Yes.
Okay. Our group took over a building and it changed owners in Waverly, Ohio. And it was called the Yamet House.
Okay.
And we were getting a Paracon all set up. It changed hands. We were doing the paranormal stuff, for the groups and everything. We were sort of the ones that watched over the place. And when it changed hands, the new owner said no more paranormal.
Oh.
But within the week, she started calling me because all these things are happening and this and that. And then I came down and talked to her, and she's like, okay, well, you go for it. So I just was in love with that building. And she used to say that James Emmett built the building back in 1851. And she said, it's like James Emmett, you're like reincarnated James Emmett because it's like you belong here. It's like your place. And I just loved the place. And it called to me. And then 2014, I think it was January 4th, there was an ice storm. It was like -20. It was just really bad weather out, and the building caught fire.
Oh, no.
But she had businesses running in there. She had a restaurant. It's a huge building. It was it was L-shaped and wrapped most of a city block.
Oh, wow.
And she had a store in there, a restaurant, a fitness area, and it caught fire and more or less burnt down. It's 3 stories, and I went there the next night and watched. State of Ohio said you got to knock it down because it's going to fall on Route 23. So I sat across the street and watched them smash it down.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
It was horrible.
I can only imagine.
I'd experienced so many things there. First off, I got to tell you. So we found a bunch of stuff in the attic, and we found what we thought was maybe money or something underneath the floorboards.
That's a nice find.
Yeah, well, the attic there was 2 rooms up there where the employees used to stay back in the 1800s. And for 75 years, that room was padlocked off. Nobody went in there unless there was a roof repair or something.
Okay.
We had permission to go in there, so we started looking underneath the floorboards, and we found a little burlap. It was just nice and neatly folded with twine around it, and it looked like maybe it was bills or something in there. And by the time we got it down all the way down to the first floor, the burlap had disintegrated, and we dumped it out on the table, and it looked like, actually, we thought it was like cocaine. I mean, that's what it looked like.
Oh, wow.
We sort of thought maybe it's salt or something. We're not sure. And then the Haunted Collector came and did an episode.
Oh.
And they took the salt back up there, and the salt, and you sort of see what happens in the episode, but I was told what happened from somebody watching what was going on. The salt started to spin around, and it made a 3-foot column, about 1 foot wide, and it liquefied the wood floor below it because the floor started rippling. And you can see it rippling in the episode if you watch it.
What in the world? Okay, I'm going to have to watch that. That's wild.
I went back and I scraped it up, what was left the next day. Because whoa, I'm like, we can't believe this shit.
No.
That's just mind-blowing.
And I put it in a jar. And I put it in a storage room on the second floor. So here's what happened. When the place burnt down, we watched them running heavy machinery back and forth across. I mean, smashing 3 stories down into the basement.
Don't tell me.
And so she calls me the next day and she says, Jeff, you won't believe what I found.
No
I'm like,
way.
No.
That jar of salt is sitting out on top of in the middle of the debris pile like it was never in the fire. What do I do with it? Do I bury it? What do I do with it? And I'm like, I'll take it.
Crazy.
I'll take it. I'll be its keeper.
Yeah.
Because if you bury it, then it doesn't exist. I want it to exist.
Right.
Wow.
I kept it all these years since 2014. And then, you know who Michelle Rouge is from Riverside, Iowa, Paranormal?
That sounds very familiar.
She's very good friends with John Zaffis. So
okay.
Yep.
She arranged with Pam at the Gettysburg Bash for me to be in a table talk in front of a crowd with her and John Zaff.
Oh, he's always a good time.
And he was the haunted collector.
Okay, yep.
I brought the salt and some pictures of it originally before how they found it to take it upstairs, and I presented that to him in the middle of the talk, and that was like really cool because I'm like, this is your last episode you ever did. Probably had no idea that I collected that salt afterwards. And it survived the fire, and I explained the story, and I'm like, so I'm just going to give it back to you. I think I saved it all this time just to give it back to you.
Aww.
So he's got it now.
That's cool. Wow.
I was so torn by the place being burnt down.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, I helped watch the debris pile because there was an ATM machine smashed into the basement. There was cash registers, money bags, just a lot of important stuff. And so while we're searching around and this and that, she let me take home some wood beams and, little artifacts and this and that. And I'm talking to a box builder, and he said, do you know how to build a ghost box? And I'm like, well, no. And he's like, can you build a cabinet? And I'm like, yeah. And I said, whoa, so we can give that location a voice to talk to me again.
Oh, I love that.
And he's like, yeah.
That's very cool.
I'll build a cabinet. And so I built a cabinet and I sent it to him, and he made it talk. And sure as shit, everything coming out of it was Emmett House. Wow. So that's what got me on this thing where locations over the years have been giving me wood from there because I'm friends with the owners, like the Hinsdale House, Eloise.
Yeah.
I've got some wood from the Monroe House, Madison Seminary, FCI, the old Lincoln County Jail, Rainsworth Lodge in Gettysburg. It just goes on, and I have a box sitting here behind me that's built out of 7 different locations. And when I run it, it does good on investigations, but these boxes that have a location in them, especially 7, it'll go off into where, okay, well, that's Eloise. Somebody's asking for a doctor. Or, the Hinsdale House. You can pick the locations out.
Have you ever whispered Bloody Mary's name in the mirror? Have you ever heard the tale of the killer hiding in the back seat? What about Bigfoot, Mothman, or the Loch Ness Monster? Urban legends are everywhere. But where do these modern myths come from, and why do we believe them? Search Urban Legends in your chosen podcast provider and join me, Luke Mordew, as I retell the stories and uncover their history, their origins, and dark or curious truths that may lie within.
It gives a whole different meaning to that old phrase, if you build it, they will come. It's just, the voices in the box this time around.
That's incredible.
And who would have known? And when I build a ghost box, I have a lot of people request a box so that they can possibly talk to a relative, a loved one that's passed away. And I don't guarantee that's going to happen.
Right.
That's all they have to make that decision when they run it. But so I have to like use sort of neutral wood. So I get old barn beams, or I got a place that I can get wood from, really nice stuff, exotic woods and this and that. And build boxes for them so that they can sort of like it's dedicated to their loved one.
Right.
Might have a picture illuminated in the center of it or something, and with their name lasered in it or something. But I have a bunch of stories about that stuff. That stuff's crazy.
Yeah. I love that though, because it's, so many people mass produce, or even, like the smaller kind of the boutique builders that's maybe not mass produced, but they're still making the same thing over and over. And the personal touch that goes into this with either the location or the family member is so incredible and different than what's on the market.
Probably the most. I have two stories.
Give them to us.
Hit us. We're ready.
So a guy I've never met before other than Facebook. He lives in Tennessee. He contacts me, and I do this too for people. He said, can you run your box and see if you can reach my sister and my grandparents? My grandparents raised me, but my sister passed away before I could get to the hospital. So he gave me their names. He gave me his sister's nickname, but he didn't say anything else. So I tried one night and nothing really coming through. And then it was like a few days later, I'm like, it just feels like the right time. So I went and took the box in their room in my house that I'll do that in. And all of a sudden, this woman with broken English starts coming through. And I said, Randy couldn't get to the hospital, but he wanted me to tell you that he loved you. And in broken English, she says, he loved me. And I said, so you're Cookie. And she repeats it, Cookie.
Oh my gosh.
And then she said something else. And then it goes into this sort of older couple speaking in another language. And I didn't know what it was. So I sent him the video and I said, you listen to this. And hours go by and he's not gotten back with me. And so I messaged him and he's like, yeah, he says, I had to send the video to my biological mother. My grandparents raised me. I had to have my biological mother decipher it because they were speaking in Cherokee.
Oh.
My grandparents were Cherokee. That's what they mainly spoke. And my sister was fluent in it. So she spoke more Cherokee than she did, English. And he said, that was my grandparents. I recognized my sister's voice. My grandmother said her name, that it was her. And then at the end, the grandfather says, in Cherokee, we are all together.
That is incredible.
That's so sweet.
That's why I do this stuff. A lot of the box building is for that. And there's one other story.
Okay.
Yeah.
A guy reached out to George Brown, who makes the Geo boxes. I made a bunch of cabinets for George.
Okay.
I don't build them like he does because I told him I would not reverse engineer his boxes. But I would help him put some of his parts in them before I gave him the cabinets. But we had this one box running that I made for a guy to give to this lady in California because her daughter was an up-and-coming, let's say, movie star. But her daughter went on a trip, I think to Mexico, but it was a cruise with her boyfriend, and she dies of a drug overdose.
Oh no!
But she doesn't do drugs, and she was doing commercials against drugs.
Oh,
interesting.
So I never got anything about that with her, but as I'm building her box, this friend of the family was having this box built for that girl's mom.
Okay.
So the box is sitting next to one of my other boxes, and I said her name, and I said, do you know I'm building this box? And she said, yes. And I said, so you're here? And she said, yes. So I remembered that voice, and so we sent the box to California, and the guy sent me a video, and he's like, listen to this. And he turns it on, and he says, her name's, I have pictures of her. I don't know if her name was Kelsey or something. He says, Kelsey, do you have anything you want to say to your mom before I give the box to her? And she says, I love her. And just as plain as day. And it is the same voice that's 1,000 miles away. Same voice that came through the box here that did there.
That's incredible.
People that don't believe, whatever. They're missing out because if you believe, wonderful things happen.
It's incredible, yeah.
And what closure you're able to give to those families then?
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So can you explain a little bit for our listeners, like how the box works?
have you ever seen, they call them portals, where they got the pedals on the outside, like a reverb pedal and a noise pedal?
Yes.
They're guitar pedals. So what I've done is I've taken an amp and I put an amp inside the box that I make, and I feed a hacked radio. I have these radios. I use mainly the ones, the old Jensen armband radios, because that's what Frank used in his boxes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the Frank's boxes.
If you look at a Frank's box, a lot of them will say Jensen armband radio across the front.
Okay.
He sort of like would burn it in. But there's something about those radios. So I get one of those radios. I hoard them because they're getting hard to get.
I was just going to ask that.
Yeah. And I hack it so it just scans, and we only run it on AM, and that feeds a noise gate pedal to get rid of some of the staticky noise from the AM, and then that feeds the reverb pedal, and then that feeds the amp.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's pretty basic, but I think a lot of times it has something to do with, people say it's me that adds my energy to the box. That's why they work so well, but I don't know about that, but...
Oh, well, I don't know. I think so, because you believe in it and you're building it, right? So like your energy, your belief is going into it.
Yeah, but they all seem to work really well.
Did you hold on to some of that magic salt, just sprinkling a little bit of that into each of the boxes?
Well, you know what we think the salt was used for?
What's that?
Well, some people say, if it's salt, we've never verified that it was, so I don't know if it's salt or not. But we also found a lot of other things that were in the walls there at the Emma house from the attic, and everything seemed like it had salt on it, like a woman's shoe, a woman's sock, a cavalry boot, a cavalry hat, a man's shirt, a child's dress. All this stuff was just in the walls, and
interesting.
And some say that salt was used to bond those spirits to that location. And I'm not so sure about that, but I don't understand how that salt was in the second floor in an inner room. And these are monster machines smashing.
Right.
When they do.
Yeah, there's no reason.
That's incredible.
Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then that salt's just sitting up there in the morning like it wasn't in the fire. So there's something up with that salt.
That's something.
I never brought it in my house. It stayed in my garage in a box in a locked cabinet.
Yeah.
After watching it ripple floors, I can't say that I blame you. I wouldn't want that happening in my house.
But I don't know. It'd get a little creepy in the garage once in a while, and I'd open it up and sage the box. But anyways, I never had any problems with it.
Yeah, it's a little spooky here and there.
Yep.
So one of our friends who's used the box, he says that they seem to either only work or work best if they're used by the person you designed them to be used for. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that happening.
Okay.
And they seem to work they worked really well if the owner of the box and maybe like the husband, like Melinda's husband, they use it. When you start getting a lot of people around, I think their energy affects what's going on in the room. It's sort of hard to explain, but like we were at Madison Seminary running the Elizabeth Stiles box that Adam has that's made from Madison Seminary. And at first, it really wasn't doing much in the room we were in. And then two other people came down the hall, and it starts calling out the one girl's name.
Oh.
And then it says it's Mike. And her eyes got real big, and she's like, Mike, is that you, Mike? And he's like, Mike. And he kept calling out her name, and she has a spirit that watches over her house, and his name is Mike.
Oh, wow.
And it was almost like I forget what she said. It's almost like he was watching over her, like he followed her there.
Yeah, just to make sure it was good.
And before that, nothing much was happening. And he carried on a conversation with us for 10, 15 minutes, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. But the energy of the other ones in the room, there wasn't much happening. I can be around a group of people and nothing's coming through the box, and then I can just go off on my own with the box, and all this crazy stuff comes through. And it's, I don't know. I think it's everybody's energy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And there's a lot of people, they're mainly into debunking stuff, in the paranormal field. And I don't think there's a lot of people out there just really don't truly believe in what they're doing. I think they're just doing it to get a name for themselves. Or,
yeah, I could see that.
yeah. And so I don't like running boxes around them because it's just like, it's not good energy.
No, we totally agree about that.
Yeah.
We have a fair bit of that too. And, okay, so you saying that reminds me, I creeped on you a little bit here, Jeff.
That's all right.
But something you posted on Facebook recently kind of reminded me of a conversation I was having with a more skeptical friend of ours.
Okay.
And you had posted about, like, you don't always post the evidence you collect on investigations due to ridiculing, right? Like, you don't always tell people what you see and experienced,
right?
And to never judge. So to me, that reminded me of the conversation I was having with my friend who's a skeptic, who really wants this hardcore evidence. I'm like, a lot of the times, though, it's not the photographs, it's not the videos of a ghost, it's what you personally experience when you're there, and it's the energy,
Yeah.
So
it's what?
Oh, I was going to say, what are your thoughts on that? But you were starting to go, so
he was ready.
Take it away.
I have more experiences when I'm not looking for it. Like if I'm in one of Adam's buildings working. I experience things. If I'm the only one there, like the very first time I was working there, right after he got it, I spent a whole day looking for people that were in the building because I'm hearing people talking, and I'm hearing doors opening and people walking around, and there's nobody there. So at FCI, I've had to train myself I enjoy it, but I don't go looking for it because I'm not going to find nobody.
Right.
And like a lot of the experiences at Madison Seminary I've had, it happens when you least expect it. I mean, at FCI, and see, if this guy was with me on this day, then he would be a believer. In this one hall at FCI, Adam and I have stopped what we're doing and we're listening to kids like playing hide and seek in a hall. They're like, you hear them run around and you'll hear them giggle.
That's sweet.
Not long ago, I was walking back from the end of the hall, and I heard them at the end of the hall, and then I heard them like running, and they're running right at me. And I hear them getting closer and closer, and right as I turned my head to see if maybe I could see them, I felt them blow by me, and I got, like briefly, I got chills, and then they're gone. But if you're there to experience it, I mean, James... have you really gone down my page? Because there's the kid looking out the window. Did you see that?
I did not see that one.
That's one of the kids. He's looking out the window of the door. The door has 3 window panels in it you can crank out.
Yeah.
And there's a short kid, and he's barely tall enough to look out the bottom pane.
Like just peeking out.
And you see him, and James slows it down, and he turns his head. And I think he has his hand up on the window pane. And he's one of the kids. And James didn't even know he had that until he looked at his stuff because he was just panning around.
Yeah.
I would say even from like our investigations that we've done, some of the most profound moments aren't with all the tech, right? It's not the REM pods or the ghost balls. It's I think one time me and Kara were walking around Eloise before some event started, and like my pants almost got pulled off. Like something like pulled, we didn't have any bit of recording in sight, and I could never prove that to somebody else.
Yeah.
But those are the moments that prove it to me, and that's all I need.
Yeah. And I we have so much footage and things that we've taken, and we've only maybe posted like 2 videos from Eloise, and we've gone so many times, and we have so much stuff. But to us, it's more like it's ours. Like you post it, somebody might not believe it, but that's not why we go. I'm not going for other people to believe it. I'm not trying to convince people. If you want to come along or you want to hear us out, I think that's cool that we get to like do this stuff, and we do get to talk to people and meet so many different people. But we're not trying to make people believe. Like that's you just can't.
No, there's a lot out there. It doesn't matter what you post; they're not going to believe you.
Exactly. But I think Yeah, it's more the feeling. You just got to be there and witness it.
My brother, who was part of my first group, did not believe, debunker, didn't believe nothing. So I wanted him with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, over a span of time, he couldn't make things go away no more. He just decided that maybe there is something to it, but it took all those experiences to get him to that point, you know? It's another, you want to know another wild story?
Yeah,
oh,
give it
please,
to us.
all day long.
Okay, the Old Licking County Jail. Have you guys ever heard of that?
What was it?
The Old Licking County Jail.
No.
I have not heard of that one.
It's in Newark, Ohio. They're still doing paranormal stuff there. So when we were doing the paranormal, our group was running it. It looks like a castle. It's really a cool place. It's got a major big-time haunting going on there. So they had a haunted house. You know, they have the haunted house during Halloween, and we were going to have a public hunt. So we're walking. There's 4 levels of the jail cells. There's 4 blocks.
Oh, okay.
And there's only one way to go in and one way to come out. And it's long ways down to the next one. So we went in on the 4th, and that was the women's cell block. And we're running a voice recorder as we're going. And my son plays it back. And something, as he would say something, we were picking up somebody copying him. Almost like making fun of him.
Oh, that's creepy.
But we had never gotten that before. It was sort of weird, and it didn't sound normal. So we went through the 4th cell block, and then we went down to the 3rd floor cell block. And I've slept in the very last cell before all night by myself for an event we had. And so I know that cell block.
Okay.
And I know that last cell. So as we're walking back, the bunks start to change where I knew they were on one side of some of these rooms. They were now on the other side. So the farther back we got, the more it was changing.
Oh, wow.
And when we got to the one that I stayed in, the bunks were on the wrong side of the room. And I'm like feeling around for the bolt holes and everything on the wall. I mean, what did they do? And I'm like, I was getting mad.
That's like rose red level.
Well, I was getting mad because this is a historical building, you know? You guys can't be doing this. You can't be changing this building. And I'm like, I was like really mad. So the 3 of us are walking out of the 3rd floor, and we're just standing there talking for a minute. And I look up and I look down, and we weren't on the 3rd floor. We walked out of the 2nd floor. So we went down from the 4th, went in the 3rd, time warped or something, and came out on the 2nd. And my son, to this day, doesn't know how that happened. And this other kid that was with us, he was in his 20s. He had no clue what happened because we walked in on the 3rd, but we walked out on the 2nd.
Wow.
That's why the farther back we went, they started changing. It was like, how's that even happen?
And that's one of those things where if it was just you, right? Like, okay, maybe I missed
then
this.
I think I'm crazy.
You're right.
All 3 of you? That's wild.
Yep.
Wow.
So, I don't know. But it's an experience, you know?
It is.
So, other locations. So, I don't know if Joe and Melinda have told you yet, but Kara and I are going to be investigating Madison Seminary for our first time ever. Yeah, we're going in November, and we're going to go with them.
Yeah, they invited us. It's going to be so fun.
So,
have they been there?
I don't know. I didn't even think to ask them that.
I don't remember if they said.
Have they ever said anything about the mirror room?
No.
Not that I recall.
I don't think they've been there.
Maybe they might not have.
So it'll be a bunch of us probably the first time. So from none other than the master himself, first of all, any crazy stories from there we want to hear? Areas we should focus? Help us out.
Did you see the video of the door opening and shutting that I posted?
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to go look. Woo!
I was sweeping floors, and the other side of the building, there was doors slamming and everything. So what the heck? So I went over there to check that out. So I went, and then when I leave an area, all the activity starts up there. So I'm back and forth. And I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
So I'm filming what I think's making a noise over here. And I was actually about to leave, and I turned around, and I'm like, okay, come on, you can do it. Open it up. And it opens up a crack and then shuts, and it's really windy outside.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if it's the wind or And then it opens up a little bit, and then it opens up all the way. And then I said, can you shut it? And it just slams it. And I don't think the wind did that.
No.
The mirror room, I built a mirror room there.
I've heard of it.
It's 6 by 6 by 6. I didn't build it as a devil's toy box. I built it as, I don't think that we've been told the truth about mirrors. You know how things are hidden from you?
Yes.
Yeah.
You go through the history of things, and you're made to believe one thing when it's actually something else. I think the mirrors are not a bad thing if they're used properly.
Okay.
And I think the powers of the mirrors are way more than we can ever even imagine.
I can see that.
So I built that mirror room mainly so that we can go in there with good intentions and experiment with it.
I think Lauren told us about this.
It does sound familiar.
Now, Lauren got really mad at me for making that mirror room and chewed me out one night at Madison. And I thought she was just kidding with me because I'm like smiling and laughing at her and everything. She was serious. And for like the next year, people were coming up to me like, boy, is Lauren still mad at you? And I'm like, she's not mad at me. She's my buddy.
She's a little spitfire, that one.
but she actually said, and I didn't get the chance at MadCon, she wanted to go in the mirror room with me.
Oh, good.
But what I've been experiencing in there, now it didn't happen the other night when we were in there, but is something reaching through the mirror.
Ooh.
All right. Now it's not a bad thing.
Okay.
It's the first time two girls, I just met them that night. They were helping with a fundraiser for Daniel Cleese's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took them up to the mirror rooms, maybe 1 a.m, and I set my box on the chair in there, and they each got down on their knees, and April's recording what's going on with a voice recorder and listening at the same time. And she had just shown me artwork she had done for her grandfather that passed away 9 years prior, 7 years, something like that. So that was fresh in my mind. And we start the box up, and we start hearing what we think is like an infant.
Oh.
Now, I've never heard that before, and it's constant. It's not, when you use a scanning radio,
yeah,
it's jumping from channel to channel. This is like just straight across the board. This infant's like trying to talk to us. And then the lower, I call it the underlying voices, was this woman humming like a tune. And it was like crazy. And then this man comes through and says, I know you're doing a good job. And April's got the headphones on, and she's just like looking at me. Her eyes got real big. And he says, I know things have been really hard for you. Oh. And then he says, I love you. But she's just like, I could tell she recognized the voice. And then it went back to the infant.
Wow.
And I said to the infant, I'm like, if you can't talk to us, can you reach through the mirrors and touch one of us to let us know that you're here? And right as I said that, one of them got touched on their shoulder.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one said, Jeff, the mirrors are electrified. And I put my hands up towards the mirrors, and all the hair stood up on my arms. Now, it wasn't like that when we first went in.
My eyes are watering.
Like an old tube TV kind of feeling?
You okay?
Yeah, I get like
anytime there's emotional stories, she just, yeah.
But you're going to get pretty emotional over this. So,
oh, gosh.
So we ended it. And so April takes the voice recording home. She says, I've got to listen to this. Can I call you tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, you can call me. So she texts me and says, can I call? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you're going to think I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to think you're crazy. What? What's going on? And she's like, well, I listened to that voice recording over and over and over and over and over again. And she says, first off, that was my grandfather because he knows I've been going through a hard time.
Oh.
Wow.
And then she says, but this is where you're going to think I'm crazy. And I'm like, well, tell me. And she says, the humming.
Oh.
I've been listening to that humming. And she says, that's me. And I'm like, it's you. And she says, well, nobody knows that I lost my unborn daughter right before she was born 2 years ago. And I used to hum and sing to her, but that's me humming to her. She says, that's my voice. And so
oh my God.
she says, do you think that was my unborn daughter that was trying to talk, but couldn't talk, but yet she was able to reach through the mirrors to let us know it was her? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened.
And like,
oh my God.
Almost an incredible sign too. If you hear her humming, it's like he was with her the whole time.
Yeah. So see what I'm trying to get at?
Holy
I think
crap.
if the mirrors are used for a good purpose, amazing things can happen. I had somebody else in there that was a little iffy on whether something could reach through. We could not get any of his easy equipment building. We couldn't get anything to turn on. But the moment he said, can you reach through the mirrors and touch this device and make it would happen.
Wow.
So then he turned on a laser grid. So you're like, there's like,
oh, that's got to be disorienting in a mirror room.
It's crazy.
Oh God, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Number one, it almost looked like something was forming in the glass, like a body.
Oh.
And at one point, and then I've got a picture of that. It's crazy. It's almost like you see a skeleton.
Oh wow!
But then we said, can you move the fifth reflection from the laser grid? Can you move the fifth reflection in the mirrors? And right when we said that, the fifth reflection shot off like a shooting star.
No way. That's
because I'm like looking at a specific mirror tile,
right,
at that fifth dot, and it's just shot off like a shooting star. Another one of my friends was her daughter's sitting in the chair, and my friend's snapping pictures of her daughter, and there wasn't a lot going on. I says, can you reach through the mirrors again for us? And her name's Gina. She snapped a before, a during, and after picture. And the before and after, there's nothing, but the chair's backed up to the mirrors, and her daughter's sitting in it. And there's a hand on her shoulder reaching out from behind.
Oh, I'm so excited to check this out. That's incredible.
So, I don't know. And if I'll throw this out there because I'd like to see somebody do it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it. Okay. I want somebody, if a LiDAR will work in there, I want somebody to take a LiDAR in there and map a hand coming out of the mirrors. Because a LiDAR should be able to map it.
Yeah, with the rotational.
I've seen them use them in tunnels where they almost like pick up a figure.
Yeah.
And it maps it out. So why can't it map an arm reaching out through a mirror? Wouldn't that be badass?
That would be crazy.
Okay, the second you get your hand on a LiDAR, you better let us know because I want to be there for that one.
I've got somebody that says he can probably get his hands on one, but it's a matter of working it all out.
Wow. Right? That would be really cool.
You know, and everybody's like, oh, the mirror room's bad. That's bad. It's bad. I'm like, well.
If you think about it being bad.
I can see it being bad if somebody went in there with bad intentions. But if it's used for good, I mean, it's like a research tool. Yeah. What can these mirrors actually do? What can they do? I mean.
Yeah,
it's incredible. I mean, they're literally reflecting whatever your intention is, you know? So
you guys ought to have a blast in there.
Oh yeah, we will.
We're so excited.
Ooh, I'm pumped.
And you can be quiet in there. But the mirror room also disappeared on two of my friends.
Well, what?
They walked through it, and it wasn't there.
Oh. I wonder why.
Mirrors.
I know, but like.
That's the perfect answer.
Broad daylight, two paranormal investigators. One I've known for 15, 20 years. They had an investigation that night, and I'm working on one of the balconies for the Civil War side, the building with the big columns. And they're like, Jeff, we can't find the mirror room. And I'm like, what do you mean we can't find the mirror room? You know where it is.
The one with all the mirrors.
It's not there. We can't find it. We must have gone to the wrong place. I'm like, well, all right, I'll show you where it is. So we go into the other building, and I walk into this room, and I open the door. I'm like, well, there's the mirror room. I'm like, because it looks like a closet door when you walk in this room. Yeah. But I built it within the next adjoining room. So, and they're like, no, that wasn't there. And I'm like, what do you mean that wasn't there? He's like, Jeff, here, I'm going to show you what we did. So he goes back out in the hall, and they go in the next door down, which is the room that the mirror room's built. And he's like, we walked in this door and stood underneath an archway and took a picture of that coffin on that bed right there. Here's the picture. And I'm like, so when we went in that room, I said, because you can still see the archway sort of.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that the archway you walked underneath? And he's like, yeah, this wasn't here. we walked through here and went into that room. And I'm like, you can't. And he's like, it wasn't here, Jeff.
That's wild.
So the mirror room actually disappeared on them.
Huh.
So how's that?
What is it about the seminary? Why do you think it's so haunted? Do you think it has to do with its past or what?
I think so many things have gone on there.
Yeah.
It's really bad with doppelgangers and recording you. It's like, I mean, I've been seen in another building when I'm sleeping in the other building, taking a nap. And I walked clean by 3 people and I didn't say a word to them. And they thought I was mad at them. And I came in from the other side. And they're like, oh my gosh, Jeff, we just seen you over there. I'm like, you couldn't have seen me. I'm taking a nap over here.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
And what was I wearing? What you have on? I'm like, so Adam's been seen. I believe Addie, Shelly.
Wow.
Possibly Billy. They've all been seen in there. And here's the other thing. It records, it not only records you, but I had run a ghost box there earlier one day. And there was 9 of us going to be there that night. And we're sitting over in the Civil War side on the 2nd floor in the quiet, not just listening. And you hear this ghost box running. And I'm like, what? And the one girl's videoing this. And then she gets up and starts going room to room trying to figure out who's up there with us running a ghost box. And she has it on video. Nobody was running a ghost box. Nobody else was up there with us. And then I got to listening to it later. And that's my box from earlier in the day. It had recorded me and it was playing me back. It was my box. My box had a specific sound. It didn't sound like my other boxes. This one I was running is totally different. Nobody's got one that really sounds like that. So,
wow.
I don't know.
That kind of temporal anomaly stuff that always seems to go hand in hand with the ghost activity. That is so interesting to me. I think that was one of the things when we started getting real serious into this is like, was unexpected, but is so common.
Mm-hmm.
When I've been there, I don't get up there as much as I used to. But I tell people, I'm like, if you're on like a flashlight tour or you go there on a private or something, I said, pay attention because I said, you may see your friend going down the hall and it ain't your friend.
Kara, you're standing next to me the entire night.
It's that person's doppelganger.
I was just going to say, Zachary, you're not leaving me. Doppelgangers, they freak me out. That is something that I'm like, no, I don't know about that.
And nobody's seen themselves yet. So
well, yeah, that's
what happens when you see yourself?
Bad things.
You like die or what?
I think so.
Now,
well, we won't be the first to find out. That's for sure.
I will say, I was sitting at a traffic light a couple years ago with my son in the car, and he's like, Dad, look over there. And I look over, and there's this guy sitting in this car next to us, and it just looks, it's like my exact copy. And he sort of turns my way, but he's not really looking over here. Maybe he's looking in his rearview mirror. And I'm like, damn, like, we need to go because if he sees me and that's my doppelganger,
I'm
going to die or something.
Yeah, don't let that happen.
But,
oh, no.
But nobody's seen themselves there.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little better.
If Shelly opens up for you, Shelly will tell you all about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so keep our eye out for doppelgangers.
No.
Definitely hit the mirror room.
Mirror rooms and mirror rooms that disappear. And then there's in the basement where the 3 cadaver dogs hit on a body.
Oh.
And they busted the floor up, but there was no body there.
Interesting.
Oh, jeez.
Must have got one of those ghostly scents.
You didn't know about that? Grant, when Ghost Hunters separated.
Yeah.
Grant came there and did an episode and brought a cadaver dog in because there's supposed to be, the townspeople say, the legend is there's a woman buried in the cement. She had an affair with somebody there, was possibly pregnant, I don't know, but she disappears. All her stuff's there. She never came back. Supposedly she's buried in the cement because they were remodeling that building. They were in the process of building it. So Grant brought a cadaver dog in and it hit. So then they bring 2 more cadaver dogs in and both of those hit on the same spot. So they brought in ground penetrating radar and there was an anomaly there.
Oh, no.
Crazy.
So they got cement saws and cut this huge opening up in the floor and started digging down and never found that anomaly.
That's wild.
It disappeared. So now there's a rail around it so that when you go down into that room, you can actually see the spot and see what,
Oh, that's cool that they didn't cover it back up. I wonder, there would be some interesting investigating you could do down there, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool in there. Now, my box has said when I've taken it down there, it's told me that she's in the lake because you're like real close to Lake Erie.
Oh, that would make sense.
3 minutes down, maybe a little longer, but a mile up the road's Lake Erie.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, I'm getting excited.
I'm pumped about this one.
Ooh.
And I've slept there at a few different points.
Well, you'd be taking naps there too, so.
Yeah, but in the beginning, when we were working really hard on it,
yeah,
and it was like -20. I mean, it was like really cold. There's no heat, and you're just trying to work and get things done. And I'm sleeping in this one room on this bed, and then there's an adjoining bedroom, and there's a story that now I know about the room, but I didn't know then. And so I left the hall lights on, which is a bad thing, because then I can see anything moving around out in the hall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I woke up, and I see something moving around out there, and then I can see into the adjoining room, and that doorknob starts jiggling over there.
Oh, God.
And I'm freaking out. And it was just, I didn't sleep in that room.
Didn't sleep.
But
no, I can't blame you.
One of the superintendent's wives was found dead in that room. And here again, Shelley can probably update you on what they found. Some people thought it was suicide. Some people thought she was murdered. I don't know exactly. Shelley's the guru on all the information on that place.
Wow.
But yeah, there's always a story to
something going on.
All right. Well, we'll have to report back once we go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so much more excited now.
No, it's pretty tripped out.
Well, I feel like we could sit here and talk to you literally all night, but I know you just got back from MadCon. You are probably still recovering. So before we let you go, though,
okay.
So far, we've only called the boxes. If anybody hasn't seen these before, I just want to clear them up. These are absolutely ornately beautiful pieces of art.
Yeah, they're not just a box.
So, Jeff, he's gonna pull one out here for us.
Probably got a bunch of them. Yeah, they're all buried right here.
It's all right.
This is, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh yeah,
a little ghosty. That's cute
with the eye on there. I love that.
They're all different. I don't make one the same.
I like that.
They're all unique to each person that they're going to. So nobody has. I may make a little series of boxes to be raffled or something like that. Yeah. But I try to make them personal to the person that gets it. So.
That's nice. I like that.
So if somebody wants to get in touch with you about a box, how do they go about doing that?
Well, they would have to probably message me through Messenger.
Okay.
I'm really slammed.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. I can't believe, or I wouldn't believe they'd be a quick process to make. So
no, and with everything else that I do, I had to build a raffle box for MadCon because that's what I do, and I work 40 hours a week, and then I'm working on Adam's buildings, or
you're a busy bee,
or doing this or doing that, and I just don't have a lot of time. So yeah, I turn people down quite a bit, but I mean, eventually I'll get to them. But
hey, you can only do what you can do. So,
but if somebody wants to talk to me, the main way to get a hold of me is through Facebook Messengers.
Awesome.
Perfect. Anything else you want to leave the listeners or us with? Are you ready to get on with the rest of your evening?
You guys are awesome.
Well,
perfect. You're awesome. No, we appreciate the hell out of you, man.
I'm sure so many people have told you, but you have like such incredible energy. Like I want to hang out with you.
Yeah, I was just told that by somebody earlier today.
See, yep. Well, Jeff, thank you so much. This was so much fun. Hopefully we actually get to like maybe hang out, meet you in person soon. We ask each one of our guests, or we ask our listeners, I should say, to leave an emoji once they get to the end of our episode. They leave like a little emoji on, you know, our TikTok or Instagram. So what emoji resonates with you?
I call them emojoys.
That's fine. I like that emojoy.
Nobody ever told me the proper pronunciation.
I like emojoy.
It's like GIF, you know.
That's
potato,
cute.
potato.
I always use hearts.
Okay.
Hearts.
Just a regular red heart. Do you have a color you like?
A regular emojoy heart.
Emojoy. I'm going to say that from now on. That's great.
They bring joy, right?
They do. I love that. Oh, perfect.
All right. So prove it to us. You made it this far. Leave a little red heart. And then what else do these people need to do before we close the shop up for the day?
Well, I don't know. I'm just like on cloud nine. This was so fun. You guys know what you need to do. The most important thing that you can do for us is to creep it real, you little oddballs.
Goodbye.
Bye.